I am live. Hey, YouTube, how we doing out there? I'm in my backyard. Let's see. Looks good. Maybe that. And wait for some viewers to come on. How's everybody doing tonight? Let's see. Looks like I got somebody in the room so far. So we'll give it a couple minutes, see if anybody comes on. Tonight, guys, it's all going to be about you and answering your questions. Because I have nothing prepared, but I got a lot of core links email from the prison from guys that are in there, and I'll read some of those to you. I'll read some comments, answer those questions, and we'll take it from there. Appreciate all the calls I got this week from people facing prison, wanting answers, having questions. I'm glad I could be there to help. So up in my chat list here, this video will go after this video. It's live right now, but then they'll put it on YouTube, regular, so you can see it in the chat. Would be there. Takes a couple hours, but it shows back up. And I've got 6 guys on there with all their info, their release dates, where they're at, how much time they're doing, their names, and all these guys I've done interviews with. So if you go to my Club Fed homepage under videos, you can see all the interviews I did with these guys. A couple of them I did 2 interviews with, and they're all getting out within a year or 2, and they keep in touch with me. So any of you guys that are getting ready to go to prison, I know you guys have told me you'll email me too, and some of these guys want me to read this stuff to you. They want to keep in touch with the outside world, and this is one way I'm helping them do that. And if you want to write them or put some money on their books, I'm sure they'd appreciate it. So all their info is up on the side here in the live chat relay. So let's see if I got any questions from anybody here yet. Hey, Frank. Frank is in the room. Hey, how are you, Frank? Good, Frank. Good to see you. Good to see you. Got a few people coming in. So, like I said, this is going to be up to you guys tonight. I'll answer any questions I can, and we'll start with maybe some comments. Let me go. I don't have a way to show you on my screen because I'm live in my backyard, and I didn't buy the $30 a month software to do that. I'm on a budget, guys, so I'm gonna read the comments from my screen, but I can't show them. I could do that when I'm recording a video, but I don't know how to. Live, you got to have special software. From Tijuana. Frank's from Tijuana. All right. Did I speak to you, Frank? Maybe you're the guy with the feds, you're on pretrial, and they let you live in Mexico while you're on pretrial? There's somebody out there like that. That might have been you. So let me see. Here's some comments. I got a question from A.D. Harvey. If you go to a work camp, how much do you get if you have a job? All right, so it varies. It's normally 12 cents an hour. You work about 6 hours a day. Some jobs are 4 hours a day. Some are 2. There's all kinds of jobs. You could be, the cheapest job is like $16 a month. That's what you get. And that's usually the $2 job, 2 hour a day job. That might be the orderly, cleaning the bathrooms, cleaning the showers. And sometimes if you're at a federal camp, they're going to make you go over to the big house, the USP or the medium, and clean their lobbies and clean their warden's office, clean their visiting room and their lobbies, and buff the floors and sweep them and mop them, because they don't allow their inmates past a certain gate, and they don't allow their inmates anywhere near the public lobby where the public comes in and out. But they allow the campers, and those jobs don't pay nothing, man. You'll get $16 a month. Now, the best job there, they said, was working in commissary. Those guys got $180 a month. Some camps have Unicor, where you're going to build furniture, the old make a license plate kind of job, things like that, working on the farms. Some of the camps have farms. You're out there picking vegetables in the hot sun and all that, doing agriculture work and all that. But they'll pay $200, $300 a month. So some of those jobs are pretty good. The average job, guys get about $40 a month. Maybe that's landscaping. Okay, maybe that's the snow crew. Maybe that's guys that work in food service have been there a little while. Some guys in food service make 80, 90, $100 a month. The cooks do. There's levels. There's level 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you're like a level 1 cook, yeah, you might get $120 a month, but you're going to start off washing dishes, scraping trays, emptying garbage cans, sweeping and mopping, wiping off tables, stuff like that. And you might get $40 a month to start with that. It comes out that they say 12 cents an hour. I've done the math. It's close. Who we got in the room? Let's see. Matthew's here. Matthew, good stuff, man. So are they open to receiving emails? Yes, they are. Uh, uh, but if you want to send an inmate an email, you've got to wait for him to send you the first email, and it's going to be a request. And then you accept that request, and then you guys can start. They don't give you an email. You're not going to have Sean at FEDERALPRISON.com. So they go through the CoreLink system. But if you write them a letter and say you would like to start receiving emails from them, and you give them your email address, then they will send an email out to you with the request, and then you accept it. Now, emails aren't cheap. They're 10 cents a minute. So guys with money on their books do a lot of emails, but it's 10 cents a minute just to read the email too. You could print it out. It's 15 cents a page. So if you send somebody a 4 or 5 page email, that's going to take quite a while to read. It might cost them $1 to read it. It might be cheaper just to print out 2 pages, or 3 pages for 45 cents than spend the whole dollar to read it. And when you're in prison, every little penny counts, man. 15 cents here, 20 cents here, 25 cents extra for a soup. If you're on a budget, there's some rich guys in there. They don't care. You get $360 a month to spend on commissary, but your email money doesn't count with the commissary. Okay. The money that you spend downloading songs on your MP3 player, that doesn't come out of your commissary. Some guys have a habit like that, man. I've seen guys on those emails all day and night, man, and they must be spending $200 a month on emails, but they got it like that. Some of us don't. I didn't. Rise over here is in the room. Have you seen a murderer do his time in a camp? Not unless he murdered somebody 30 years ago, but no, but well, I'm gonna tell you this: there are people in that camp I know have murdered people. They never got caught for it, and like drug dealers that never really got caught. Once in a while, they catch a guy on a RICO act for the taxes and stuff, and he's a kind of a high up drug dealer, and so they just got him on the RICO act, the taxes, and he's in the camp. And he's murdered people. He's not going to really tell you about it. That's the only kind you're going to see there. Frank says, looking at 24 to 37 months, I want or going to Colorado, same camp you went. All right, yeah. Bruno is in Florence. That's where I went, Florence, Colorado. I got him on here if you don't want to write to him. And he sent me a couple emails from 4 links. I'm going to read you those. And he's happy. He told me it's everything I said it was. Not like a brochure or vacation package I explained, but he's safe. All these people are safe. I got a couple guys in the Lowe's that sent me from Core Links, and they're telling me it's safe too. Albie's in the room. Albie says 24 days before I get sentenced. Wow, looking at 87 to 108 months, according to my PSI report. Where am I going? I'm 65 years old. So, man, that's a lot of time. Yeah, that's a lot of time. What is that? 7 to 10 years, something like that. Well, 120 months would be 10 years. So you're looking at like 6 to 8 years or something. Yeah, and then there's good time taken. Get at least a year taken off for your good time. But if you do the RDAP, it's another year off. You have time to do first step backs. You could be out of there in 4 years, maybe. If you take all the programs and the RDAP, I don't know, Albie, if you're RDAP qualified. You had alcohol or drug problem, and it's in your paperwork. And Frank, looking at 24 to 37 months. Frank, I don't know if you're RDAP qualified either. If you get the 37 months, you get the whole year off, and you get 6 months halfway out. If you get the 24 months, you're only going to get 6 months off RDAP, and you'll still get the 6 months halfway house. Either way, you're looking at about a year. Either way, 37 is a really good number to be sentenced to, guys, because you do about a third of your time. With your good time taken off, you get 6 months off for that, 6 months off for halfway house, a year off for RDAP. You're in and out in about a year. 37 is a good number. 36 is a bad number because you only get 9 months off for the RDAP. I've heard of people asking the judge, can you add one more month? And the judge probably knows what you're talking about. But Rise over here says, are there a lot of DUI drivers in the low security camps? Sometimes DUIs in the feds, though, you got to be caught like driving through Yosemite, riding a boat drunk. You know, a lot of drunk boat BUI. Would that be boating under the influence? DUIs. In San Francisco, we got a big. It's called the Presidio, and it's a big park that used to be an army base, but now they've got condos in there and concerts going on and stuff. People go to concerts there, and they come home driving drunk through that Presidio Park, and they get DUI. When you get a federal DUI, you're usually going to get probation, 6 months, maybe. You got to get like 2 of those to do any time in a camp on a DUI. But it does happen because maybe you have 3 other DUIs, regular DUIs. Because if your criminal history's big enough, you know, even a federal DUI will send you to a camp. Rise over here says, are there a lot of? Oh yeah, we already read that. And Albie, 24 days till you get sentenced, Albie. Albie, if you want to come on here, do an interview with me, like when you get sentenced, I would love to have you. I always tell guys, you might want to wait till you get sentenced because you don't want to say anything, you know, to change the judge's mind when you get sentenced. Like, oops, I forgot. You know, you don't want anything to slip out. Just stick with what they got on you. Never volunteer information. That's always a good rule in general. Let's see. Matthew says, are you leaving the Bay Area when probation is over? I want to get the hell out of California, guys. Few reasons. It's hell of expensive here. Too many people. I don't like the politics. And so I'm paying $950 to rent a room that I have to share. So I'm in one of those sober living houses. One of the reasons here, guys, is so when I first got indicted and they raided my house, 20 black SUVs kind of raided my house. The Treasury Department, IRS, was all in there. The landlord evicted me. Okay, then they froze all my bank accounts, and I got bad credit, and now I got felonies. I'm out of prison, so who's going to rent to me? Out here in the Bay Area, they do criminal background checks. They do eviction reports. Oh, and my car got repossessed. So, yeah, it's not looking good when I go to try to rent an apartment. Nobody wants to rent to me. You know, nobody wants to rent to me. Hopefully, I'll have better luck in other states. That's one of the reasons I'm this clean and sober house. Also, because I'm on probation, they like the fact that I'm here because they test me at this house and I don't have to go into their office to pee in the cup. I get to do it here, and they send the results to the probation officer. He still shows up with that cup every now and then. But I got a year and 5 months left on this probation. So it's not over. It's been 10 years, guy. Well, now it's been 8.5. It'll be 10 years total from getting indicted to pretrial to getting sentenced to going to prison to the halfway house to probation afterwards for a 52-month sentence turned into 120 months. So, yeah. Matthew says, yeah, better off going to Midwest or something. I'll go to Kansas, Nebraska. I don't care, man. Albie says, hoping for a camp. BOP total is around 6 or 7 points. If I'm granted self-surrender, it will be 3 points of that. Yeah, that's camp material, Albie. Definitely, you need 11 points or less to go to a camp. So, yeah, that's definitely camp material. Shouldn't be a problem. Cooch is in the room. Yeah, I'm laughing my ass off. Okay, and Cooch, you got to come on this show. I know I asked you before, Cooch. I think you're waiting to get sentenced, but every time I watch Rodeo Comedy, you got to see Cousin Vinio. I'm gonna plug this channel. I guess it's called Rodeo Comedy. Rodia, Rodia. It's just little. He has these little characters, these little Italian characters, Cousin Vinny and stuff. John, Cooch hooked me up to it, man, on your YouTube channel. Check out Cousin Vinny, man, on Rodeo Comedy. This guy's, man, I really love this channel. I watch it all the time, man. It has nothing to do with prison, man. It's all about Italian family humor. Huh, Cooch? That guy's funny, man. I got to put some clips of that on here. Rise over here says California has a lot of homeless encampments. Yeah, they do, man. You know, there was a time in my life I was homeless. You guys know I used to have a drug problem and all that. I don't anymore. I'm all cured. No, I'm never cured. But I was a time 10 years ago. I was homeless for a few weeks, and I got out of it. I found a shelter and found my way back into the world. But we didn't have tents. If you're lucky, you had a cardboard box. All these guys have tents now. I'm jealous. There's just blocks and blocks and blocks of tents. Where do they get the tents? Those are like the well-to-do homeless. No, they're everywhere out here, everywhere in San Francisco, the whole Bay Area. Matthew says, "What happened to the interview with Jordan?" Yeah, I don't know what happened. Jordan never called me, man. I don't have his number. He has given it to me. He swore he was going to call me. I'm going to do an interview tomorrow or Sunday. We're doing it where Audrey. She has that Fed Phoenix channel, and she's coming up on her sentencing. She's got this channel she started. She got all kinds of good information about help while you're on pretrial. It's called Fed Phoenix. Fed Phoenix. It's on YouTube. Just do the search on YouTube. Fed Phoenix, and her name's Audrey. She's definitely doing an interview because she calls me a lot. So definitely doing that. Hopefully Cooch will come on. Lauren says hello, Lauren. Cooch says, yeah, I got a date in October. Guidelines 63 to 77. I'm going to have my lawyer ask for Lewisburg camp in PA. Okay, so 63, that's 5 to 7.5 years, something like that, Cooch. But if you get the RDAP, I think we talked about the RDAP, Cooch. Pretty sure you were RDAP qualified. You'd be out of there 2.5 years with your RDAP time, good time, halfway house time. Yeah, and since if you get the 5-year sentence, you actually have some time to maybe get an extra 6 months to a year halfway house time because of the First Step Act. They're already going to give you 6 months halfway house, at least for the RDAP. So the most time halfway house time I've ever heard of is somebody getting 18 months halfway house time, but that's rare. A year's kind of, they cap it at a year halfway house, but technically you can get 18 months halfway house time. And most of the guys that did the 18 months halfway house were on pretrial. Believe it or not, instead of locking you up in the county jail or the federal detention part of the county jail, some people get released to a halfway house while they're on pretrial. And that's, man, I seen those guys there, and I just felt bad for them because they're not getting any credit while they're at the halfway house. Like, this is just, it's like, do you want to live here or you want to live in the jail? Well, yeah, they take the halfway house, and they don't let those guys. Some of them, they won't even let them go out and have a job or nothing. They're stuck cleaning the toilets at the halfway house, chores all day and night. And but it's better than being locked up in jail. And some of those guys, I guess, some of them stay 2-3 years while they're on pretrial in the halfway house. Then they got to go to prison. Then they got to come back to the halfway house. Then they got to do their probation. So yeah, things could be worse. Matthew says, you should do show reviews like Larry Lawton, do commentary on the heist episodes on Netflix. You know what? Yeah, I want to do those. I tried 1 or 2, and the copyrights come up on YouTube, and it wouldn't let the video go public. So, because of copyrights, I got to learn. Apparently, there's a fair use act. So you can take clips and videos from other shows, but you'll have to alter it some way, or make a comment about it and clip it down, and you can't have more than like 2 minutes. But I'll try it again. I did one on a whole bunch of prison movies and stuff, and the copyright, YouTube wouldn't let me air it, but I'll work on it. Cooch says, yeah, I was a druggie. When I got busted, I was whacked. And that was at 6 a.m. That was just at 6 a.m. That's how he starts mornings, man. Rise over here says, some of the sex offenders that are involved with CP do time in the low security. Hey, man, I'm telling you, man, that those child molesters are all over the low security. Yeah, they put them in there, and it's like some of these low security prisons, it's half chomo. They call them chomos. We used to call them chesters back in the day. They're child molesters. Chomo's too nice a word. I just call them child molesters. And there's worse things that they should be called. There's worse things that they shouldn't be. Don't get me started again, guys, because YouTube will shut me down. But they get off too easy. You know, they'll give a guy with porno pictures on his laptop, 3-5 years, right? but they'll give a drug dealer 10 years. It's wrong, man. Albie had something and took it away. So let's go over to the core links. I want to read you some of these letters here. This is from Bruno. So Bruno's in Florence, where I was at, and he got out of quarantine. So here's the email he sent me. It says, "What's up, Sean? I'm finally at the Teller building, and I'm in RDAP. It begins in September, so I should be out by May, June of next year. I'm in range 8. And in parentheses, it says, you know what I mean? LOL. I'll tell you what range 8 is in a minute. So it's pretty fun here. We just had 1 day lockdown because one of the campers tested positive for Delta. All of range 1 from Summit was taken to the FCI for a 21-day quarantine. But today we are back to normal functions. It's just like you said, man, super chill. Everyone minds their own business and we all get along. Right now I'm just teaching English to pass to the Paisas and Spanish to the whites until I have my orientation, which has been canceled twice. But other than that, just exercising and making some bomb food. Hope your channel is growing more now, and feel free to share this with them. Also, if you or your followers have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. Hope you're well, Sean. Take care." So let me try to translate some of this. So first of all, he says he's in range 8. He's at the Teller building. That's the RDAP building. There's 2 buildings in Florence. Each building holds about 200 inmates. So range 8 is that's the smoking range. So every range has its own bathroom, right? There's 8 ranges in each building. Every building has a smoking bathroom. And so like after the evening count, all the guards are going home and everything. I'm telling you, man, 70, 80 guys will cram in this bathroom. It's got 4 showers and 2 toilets, and urinals, and 4 sinks, and it fits. Maybe I say 80, but at least 30 or 40 guys are in there jamming, all smoking a cigarette. And that's what he's saying. He's in range 8, so leave it at that. And then he says everybody tested at Summit building. That's the other building. So one of the campers tested positive for Delta, so they took the whole range. Now the range is the hallway you live in, and there's usually 32 people on each range, because you got 8 cubicles on each side, 2-man cubicles. So they took basically 20 or 30 guys over to the FCI. FCI means the medium facility, and put them in the shoe for 21 days. Just the one little range. But then he says today we're back to normal. And then he says, so he's teaching English to the Paisas. Now, do you guys know what a Paisa is? Paisa, like paisano. So that's usually the Mexican guys. And we got a lot of Mexican guys that don't even speak English there. So he's teaching them. So they have these ACE classes. It's called ACE, Adult Continuing Education. Matthew, thank you. I just saw the super chat. Matt, you're the man. Thank you for the super chat, Matt, with the $1.99. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. So he's teaching classes. Most of your evening classes are taught by inmates, guys. So he's teaching Spanish to the whites and English to the Mexicans. And I think you get paid for that. I think the class lasts 3 months. You don't get much. I think you get $5 a month. But you get in real good with the guards and stuff. There's perks. I forget what they are. But there's I forget what it is, but there's some extra perks to that. But also, man, you actually get to help somebody else. You get to help somebody else, and that's part of changing your life while you go to prison is to help somebody else. Let's see. Anthony says, "What? Any smoking hot chicks?" Anthony Sullivan. Yeah, a lot of the staff at the camp. There was some. Anthony says, "Notice I don't like any dirty little birdie." You're welcome. Don't like any. Okay, I'm not sure what Anthony's. I don't know if we gotta just Anthony. We talk about federal prison help here and how to get through prison before and after and during. So I think Anthony, not only just stumbled upon the channel and you don't know what's going on, but yeah. So just to inform you about that. Matthew, let me read Matthew's super chat. Forgot to read that. Agree. 10 watching and 5 likes. Hit the button, guys. Sean is a good guy. Thank you, Matt. So we got 8 people watching and 6 likes. So we need 2 more. 9 people now and 6 likes. Cool, man. Cool. Thank you, guys. So this video, when it's live now, and then YouTube will put it on as one of my regular videos, and then then I usually get 200-300 people watch my videos the first month, and some of them go up. I got one out there called Prison Commissary. It's got 37,000 views, man. Can't believe that, man. And I didn't even have a background or nothing. I'm just sitting on my bed, but I'm holding up commissary items, and I'm talking about prison life. And man, that video to me, that's viral to me. So I got to do some more commissary videos. The Anthony guy left. Oh no, he retracted his message. Sorry, I got in late in the chat. Sorry, pal. That's all right, man. It's all good. It's all good. Let's go back to some comments here. I got one from Stefan Channels. I don't know if that's her last name or Stefan is a Italian woman name. Anyways, do a video on the top 10 things you would change about prison. The top 10 things I would change about prison. Well, nobody wants to go to prison, so top 10 things I would change about prison. Man, that's well, federal prison. Everybody should be able to have their own TV in federal prison. You can't do that. Pay people minimum wage for the job they work. Even if it's like Kansas, what the minimum wage in Kansas is probably $8 an hour. Pay them that though. That's I could top 10 things I would change in prison. That's a video that Larry Lawton would do, or 23-1. So I bet I got to beat those guys to the punch. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. What was your name? Chanel. So here's one from Drew Demand. Now this is 2 months old, and I answered him, but I don't think I've ever read this one on here. He says, I just got out of Morgantown. It was absolutely terrible. Everything was locked down. No NAAA meetings, no church, no exercise, barely any commissary, and little rec. You get it once, twice a week for 2 hours. 50% of the inmates end up quarantined in the shoe. The food was peanut butter and jelly or bologna sandwiches every lunch. The dorms are isolated from each other, and you have to eat in your cube. The cafeteria is closed. The staff are inept and verbally abusive because you're in a camp and they know there's nothing you will do about it. I could go on and on, but that's enough for now. So that's Morgantown during the quarantine. Now that was 2 months ago, and he just got out, so he was in there in the height of all this. So yeah, when they throw you in that shoe, man, peanut butter sandwiches or bologna sandwiches, that's all you get, man. It's not supposed to be like that if you're in quarantine, because you're not there because you were punished. You're there because you got the virus. I know at Florence, they're giving the inmates in the shoe the regular food that the rest of the prison gets because they're not being punished. It sounds like Morgantown is not the place to go to right now, guys, especially during the quarantine. And the correctional officers who work there are taking it out on the inmates. And try not to request Morgantown. If you guys are getting sentenced, looks like Morgantown is not the camp you want to go to right now. Hey, MCSE9073 says hello. Hi, how you doing, man? Anthony says, where are you live from? I'm in Mountain View, California. It's outside of San Francisco. About 20 miles out of San Francisco in the Bay Area. Matthew said, I am not facing any time. Hopefully I never will, but I am a huge advocate of prison reform. It is definitely broken in America. Can't say enough for your efforts, Sean. Bravo, sir. Thank you, Matthew. So I didn't know you're not facing prison time. I'm happy that you're here and you still watch this. I'm going to tell you this. I never thought I was going to prison ever in my life, guys, for anything, right? But, in my 20s and 30s, I used to watch like Shawshank Redemption and, all these prison movies. What was the one with Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor? And they go to the prison, Stir Crazy, Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood. And, I'd watch all these movies. And then I watched Oz on TV, and I was always had this little fascination about going to prison. I wish I never had that because I was used to wonder what it was going to be like. Be careful when you wonder about things. And I got the experience. I was very lucky. I got to go to a camp at a federal prison. Because if you're going to go to prison, I think you want to go to federal prison. If you're going to go to federal prison, you want to go to a federal prison camp. If I would have went to a penitentiary or the USP, man, I'd be bitch meat, man. I mean, they would have torn me. I couldn't survive there. I'd have just told them, throw me in the shoe. I don't care if it's 10-year sentence. Throw me in the shoe. I don't think I would have survived the USP, guys. I really don't, man. I really don't. So I got lucky that I got to go to the camp. So all you guys, or Lowe's just as safe. So all you guys are going to prison, sorry you got to go to prison, but just be grateful you're going to a lower camp because I know most of the guys that watch my channel are. Oh, let's see here. It's the Birdman. Yeah, the Birdman in Alcatraz. Yeah, yeah. There's a couple movies about him. So let's go back to some comments here. All right. Question for you guys. Do a video top 10 things. Let's see. This is from Dominus Brand. It says, hey, I'm in need of your help. I have a federal warrant for drug trafficking conspiracy. Turning myself in soon. Thanks. I know I wrote him back. That was a month ago. I think we're recalled on the phone. I guess he's already in there. Yeah, Phoenix talking. All these are 2 months ago, so I guess I don't have any. See if I have any new ones. I guess I answered all these last week and the week before. No new ones, but I can go to the core links and read some emails from guys that are in there that you've seen on the interviews with me. Let's see, Monique Williams says, hello. Hey, Monique, how we doing? So let's go to core links. And I wish I could pull this up to show you guys, but I don't have the software because it costs $30 a month. So I'm going to read you guys from Larry Mcgee. You guys know Larry Mcgee? He has he's got the YouTube channel called Grown Little Boy, and he set it up where he's still releasing videos because with YouTube you can schedule your videos to be released, days and weeks and months ahead. So his channel is still active. So let's see what he's got here. I'm going to read hey Sean, trying to find the one where he checked in. No, message. I know you guys can't see this. So but Larry's doing good. He's in the camp, guys. Got out of quarantine. See if I can find it. No. Says, hey there, what's going on? He sent me a short email. That's not the one I want to read. I'm looking for the long one. Let's see if I can find it. No, I know, maybe. Okay. No, can't find it yet. Well, I'm going to give it one more click here. I got a bunch of letters from him. He's talking about regional office in Stockton. Well, I can't find it without wasting all your time. But Larry's doing good. He said he did like, I don't know, 24 days quarantine. He's at Mendota, and that's in Fresno, California. It's hot out there, man. 115 degrees every day in the summer. And it's a work camp. And I know he said he was only working a few hours a day right now. They got him in the kitchen. I guess I don't know if he took my advice, but I told him you don't want to be picking lettuce, in the hot sun because they got a farm out there. You don't want one of those jobs. So I said, as soon as you get there, ask to work in the kitchen, even if it's dishwashing. You'll be inside and it's air conditioned. Black Girl Beauty OCOV Dimple. Yeah, she says we miss you, Larry Mcgee, aka Grown Little Boy. Yeah. So Larry's been sending me some emails. Black Girl Beauty, and he's out of the shoe. He's at the camp in Mendota. And I got Larry's information on the chat up here, guys, along with 5 other people that I've done interviews with. So just go to the top of the chat room there. I got all their info, where they're at, their release date, their registration number, and you can write them a letter. And if you need the address of the prison where they're at, you go to bop.gov. BOP stands for Bureau of Prisons. So you want to go to the bop.gov website and punch in the name. It'll say locations, and like if you're gonna write Larry, just it'll say locations, hit Mendota, and then it'll tell you how to send a letter to an inmate, or how to send money. But you need their registration number and you need their name and all that, and I have that up in the chat room there. So, and that when this video goes on the regular YouTube algorithms, the chat relay will show up. It takes a couple hours, but it'll show up there. You got to hit a little button if you're on your phone or your laptop. It says live chat. If you click that, it opens up to all the people that have been chatting with me tonight. I don't know if you guys knew that. And let's see, Anthony Sullivan says the Cray Brothers movie. Don't know that one. Maybe I do. I just don't know it by the Cray Brothers. Black Girl Beauty says, I saw it. Thank you. You're welcome. Chopper Fried movie. All right, let me go back and see if I can find this one from Larry. Let's see. Larry Mcgee. Larry Mcgee. Regional office. That's not the one. I found one that says, hey, Sean, what's going on, brother? But that's all he wrote. There's a long one that Larry wrote me. No, hey, what's going on? That's not the one. Try one more letter here. Now you guys can't see what I'm doing. I found it. So here's the long letter from Larry Mcgee. It says, hey, Sean, so anyone that comes to a federal facility will be in quarantine for a minimum of 21 to 30 days. Can't speak for everywhere, but at Mendota, it will be 30 days or more. I came here worried and complaining as expected. But during my quarantine, I met a lot of people with a lot of time. People who have worked their way down to a medium, headed to a low, or fucked up at a low and headed to a medium, or screwed up at the medium and headed to a USP. Either way, prison and humans are exactly what it is. All the TV crap, throw it out the window. Of course, if you gangbang or you did certain other crap, you are a target. But everywhere you go has politics, TV politics, etc. The information you gave me was spot on. Thank you, Larry. I'll read that again. The information you gave me was spot on. That's what Larry said. That's good to know that I'm not giving out false information. Except the food at the medium was terrible. Yeah, sometimes the medium food's bad. He said the camp food was good. Quarantine is like the torture chamber. 24/7 lockdown with no email or phone, and showers only on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. 32 days there for me. 32 days they kept in quarantine. I've never written so many letters in my life. I couldn't complain because most of these guys have been about other facilities, but I won't because I only been here. I wake up and do what I want to do. 6 a.m. I walk out the door, coffee in hand. I walk outside before it gets hot. He's talking about now he's at the camp. I can go to the track, sit, but the point is I don't have to ask anyone. Tell them where I'm going. I can go email, call, whatever. I'll continue to send emails and questions. You have let me know. So that's Larry. So he's at the camp. So I like what he says. Now he's at the camp. And now he can wake up, does what he wants to do at 6 a.m., wants to go to the track, get coffee, and that's what I used to do, man. There was bleachers, there was tables by the road. I mean, 100 feet from the road. I mean, a car could stop and I could have a conversation with whoever was in the car. That's how close. And there's no fence. I sit there with my guitar and my coffee and I watch the cars. And if I turn around, there's a prison behind me. But if I look forward, there's no fence. I wasn't in prison. That was my escape. It looks like Larry's kind of finding that serenity that you get to do that at a camp. So if you guys are going to camp, man, just consider. I mean, I'm sorry you got to go to prison, but you don't know how lucky you are that you get to go to a camp. Don't know how lucky you are. Let's see, Anthony, Black Girl Beauty has a bunch of hearts. Yeah, so that's Larry's letter. So yeah, he 32 days in quarantine. So I got guys that I've read letters to and stuff, and they're in quarantine, but they're letting them out. You know, some people don't have to go to the shoe. Some camps have a special range. They get the TV room open all day for them. I've had guys sending me emails from quarantine saying, yeah, they bring us our food, but we can watch TV all day and use the emails. Other guys, it's like Larry, they're putting them in the shoe 32 days. It depends on the facility. He's at Mendota, and it's a medium facility with a satellite camp. That's all there is there. So the people at the camp, I know they use them to work at the medium. They're probably doing the landscaping, the groundskeeping. They're probably sweeping the lobbies and cleaning the bathrooms inside, doing laundry and stuff that the medium inmates aren't allowed to do. And then they're working in the chow hall, and I think they got a little agricultural farm there. So they're working. I'm sure they're working Larry's ass off, even in the kitchen. They're gonna have him doing it. It's tough. So that's a work camp for the medium, and there's, you know what I mean. So it's different. They don't have the room. They don't have like, so when somebody new comes there, they're putting him in the shoe with at the medium, and the shoe at the medium is going to be full, like you said, guys that screwed up at the USP or screwed up at the low. Now they're in the medium. Guys, they're working their way down to the medium to the camp. So, but before you switch levels, because you can go from a USP to a medium to a low to a camp. But every time you move down a level, you got to go through quarantine to get to from level 4, quarantine to level 3, quarantine to level 2, quarantine to level 1, or upwards. Because if you screw up, you get caught with a cell phone at a camp. If you and they're going to give you a shot, and it's usually a 6-point shot. You need 11 points or less to stay in a camp. So if you got 8 points and you get a 6-point shot with a cell phone, you're going to a low. So you got to be careful. And then from the low, you can get caught and go to the medium. Matthew says, so is quarantine for both vaccinated and non-vaccinated? Yeah, when you first get there, Matthew, it doesn't matter. Everybody gets quarantined. Everybody. And some camps keep you in quarantine until you get vaccinated. You know what I mean? If you're one of those guys refusing to get vaccinated, you're gonna be a quarantine inmate your whole time there. You're not gonna have any privileges. They probably won't let you go outside ever. So you got to comply, man. You're government property now. You lose your right. You lose a lot of rights when you're in prison. You know, you're government property in there. So you can say I'm not getting a shot, and it's not in masks. And they got to wear the mask. I've heard Jonathan has told me they got to wear the mask everywhere. Probably not when they're sleeping, but and he says, and the guards don't wear the mask. The guards are refusing to get the shot, but the inmates can't. Is Larry on the Black Girl Beauty says Larry on? Yeah, Larry's on the camp now. He had to do 32 days in the medium. That's why Larry's letter said now he can leave the building at 6 in the morning. He walks out with his coffee, and he walks the track, does whatever he wants to do, and he's at the camp now. And I think the other letter said they got him working 2 hours in the kitchen, something for now until they give him something full time. Knowing Larry, he found a way not to have to work. There's ways to get out of work, man, in prison. I've done some videos on that, and Larry's how should I say, self. He's a go-getter. He's a businessman. If there's a way to get out of work and get paid for it, Larry will find it. Let's see. Wow, that is terrible to be forced to get the vaccine. Yeah, it is, Matt. But you're government property when you're a prisoner, man. You know what I mean? They're all okay. You don't want to get shot? Fine. Enjoy the shoe your whole time here. That's it. That's how it is. Take it or leave it, man. Take it or leave it. So, what's that? And let's see here. Let's find another Core Links letter to read to you guys here. How about something from Otis? Otis Smith. You guys remember him? Here's Otis. He says, hey, Sean, I will be calling you today, so pick up any crazy number that you see. Thanks. Oh, yeah, I got that. And he still hasn't called me, but where's the other one? And thought I had another one from him. Back from the home. Jonathan. Here's one. No, that's Bruno out of quarantine. Let's see here. Well, I don't want to keep scrolling through this. I'm on my core links, guys. And you can't see it. If I had it on the screen where you could see it, but everybody that the 6 guys above there, they're all out of quarantine now. They're all at their camps or their lows. They're all safe. They're all doing well. They've called me. They've emailed me. And I get calls from other guys that are in there that haven't emailed me. There's a guy, Chris from Alabama. He told me he can't figure out how to work the emails, but he calls me, and he had a 18-month sentence, and they gave him 8 months halfway house time, and and with his good time was 3 months, so he's going to be out in 7 months. He's only got a couple months left because he's been in there like 4 months. Let's see, MCSE. I'm not taking it. Oh, you're not going to take it? They won't tell you what's in it. Not approved by FDA. Yep, I agree. I'm not taking it. Well, that right now that's the choice. But here in California, so there's bars and restaurants that won't let you come in unless you show your card that you've been vaccinated. There's employers that won't hire you back or hire you unless you've been vaccinated. There's hospitals that won't let you go to the hospital now unless you've been vaccinated. So I get it. You don't want to take it. Does work, and there's people. I got a cousin. He's had the COVID. He was really sick and he lived through it. And now he's got more antibodies than if he did get vaccinated. And he refused to take it. But his job won't hire him back now. He had a job working security for who was he? Actually, for the Federal Reserve or something. He had a good job. And they won't hire him back. He refuses to get vaccinated. So, I mean, that's the debate. You turn on the news, that's one of the stories they're talking about. My daughter works at Walmart. We are waiting on the hammer. Yeah. So they just California here now. This Delta thing's back, and now they're telling you got to wear the mask outside again. And I'm not wearing it. I got a job, guys. I'm doing those free cell phones, those Obama phones. So I'm sitting up in front of the homeless shelters and food banks and stuff, and I got a little tent and table, and I sign people up for the free phone. And that's my job right now. And I don't wear the mask. I'm outside. I don't care. I'm not wearing it. I couldn't do a job. I've been in restaurants all my life, but I couldn't do 8 hours working in a restaurant wearing that mask. I've done the front of the house, the back of the house. I cooked. I could not cook in a restaurant. It's hot enough back there, and you got to wear that mask. Not me. I'm gonna wear it. Not gonna do it. Well, let's see. I was almost been an hour since I've been on here. I'm gonna give it 5 more minutes, guys. If you have some more questions, let me know. Please take note of all the 6 people above. If you want to write them a letter, put money on their books. They said they'd all write you back. Thanks for everybody that's joined here tonight. Let's see if there's any more questions. So, yeah, and a shout out to Mike S. from Utah. I did time with him in Florence. We had a nice chat on the phone. He's been out about 2 years now. Michael, was really good to hear from you. If you're watching, you told me you watched. So, Tom K. from Florence. Tom's another guy I've been in touch with talking, and Tom's out in New Mexico. And Tom's doing good things with Wings International. They help inmates' families while we're locked up. And I did a thing with, if you do a search for Wings International, last Monday, I was on their show. I was a guest. They're out of New Mexico. They're talking about offered me a job to go to New Mexico and help inmates with reentry. And so we're talking about that right now. Even though I'm still on probation, they work with probation. So, anyways, guess that's it. I'll have Sunday. I guess I'm doing with Audrey from Fed Phoenix channel. We're doing an interview, a little chit chat interview thing. Um, I'll have that video posted. We're doing it Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember which. Audrey called me. I'll call her tomorrow morning. Figure out which day it was. Today's her moving day. She's got to go turn herself into prison. So she's giving up her house, moving in with her mom on her final months before she has to go get sentenced and self-surrender. So, yeah. All right, guys. Let's see. A couple of years ago, I worked cooking fried chicken, fast food, hot, hot, hot. Yeah. Matthew says, appreciate it, Sean. Do more content. You have a lot to offer. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. You guys all have a great weekend. I'll be back live next Friday. I'll have the interview with Audrey. I'm going to try this movie thing. I got movie clips about guys, prisoners in the shower, dropping the soap. And I'm going to try to do one in commissary, but in between working. Anyways, guys, you know, my info is down there. If you need to call me, email me, leave a comment, hit the like button, tell your friends. Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.